You think power is about being heard, about speaking louder, about making your point until they finally understand you. But what if the smartest people don't win by talking? What if they win by staying silent? Think of the last argument you had. Did you really win? Or did you just survive? Now imagine someone else was watching. Someone who never said a word, but still walked away with more influence than anyone in the room. This is the philosophy of silent power. The battlefield where words are distractions and victory belongs to the one who doesn't play the game. Let's unravel this, because silence may be the most misunderstood weapon of all. We talk because we want to be right, but every time we speak in desperation, something slips. Our control. Socrates once said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." But ironically, Socrates rarely told people what he believed. He simply asked questions. Why? Because words are often armor for the insecure. They're used to protect the ego, not to reveal truth. Philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein warned, "Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent." In other words, when you don't fully grasp a concept, talking about it only exposes you. Words trap us in debate, with a goal shift from discovery to dominance. Ask yourself, when was the last time someone changed your mind in an argument? When was the last time you changed theirs? Exactly. Silence is not passive. It is active control. Let's explore what happens psychologically when someone stays silent in a room full of noise. 1. Silence creates uncertainty. When you speak, people analyze your words. When you're silent, they analyze themselves. This creates mental discomfort called cognitive dissonance. They question their own point. They lose footing. 2. Silence triggers insecurity in the opponent. The aggressive debater expects resistance. When there's none, their anger echoes back to them. They look unstable. You look powerful. 3. Silence commands attention. In a loud room, the one who pauses owns the moment, because the mind leans into quiet, wondering what comes next. This is tension control, the oldest tool of war and theater. A wise man once said nothing, and the world leaned in to listen. Let's meet the silent strategist of history. Socrates. He never argued. Instead, he asked questions so profound that his opponents defeated themselves. He mastered the art of not knowing, to extract truth without pride. Lesson. Sometimes the best way to win is to become the mirror. Miyamoto Musashi. Samurai. Swordsman. Philosopher. Musashi rarely spoke. In his book, The Book of Five Rings, he emphasized, the ultimate strategy is not to have one. He didn't warn. He didn't threaten. He simply acted. His silence confused enemies. His unpredictability crushed them. Lesson. Speaking gives away your position. Silence keeps you dangerous. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, a Stoic philosopher, in his private journals, meditations, he reminds himself, you always own the option of having no opinion. Even as ruler of the world, he chose restraint over reaction. He led by example, not by speeches. Lesson. Silence isn't absence. It's presence without desperation. Friedrich Nietzsche introduced the concept of the Übermensch, the superior individual. Many mistake this for brute strength, but Nietzsche saw power differently. He who cannot control himself will be controlled by others. The Übermensch doesn't react emotionally. He does not argue just to win. He stays above the noise, because true power is not in dominating others, but in being immune to them. This ties to Nietzsche's will to power, not the will to argue, but the will to shape reality without resistance. Silence in this view, is not weakness. It's the ultimate form of control. Now, let's bring silence into your world, where noise rules everything. In business, ever seen a CEO sit through a heated board meeting without speaking until the end? That one sentence, delivered in calm silence, carries more weight than 100 rushed opinions. Because it's not about how much you say, it's about when you say it and why. In relationships, arguing with a partner, staying calm doesn't mean surrender. It means you're not reacting from the wound. You're showing that your center is stronger than the chaos. In conflict, martial artists are taught, if you must fight, you've already lost half the battle. The best warriors avoid fights not out of fear, but out of control. The final battle is internal. The reason most people can't stay silent is because their inner voice is screaming. Silence isn't just about not talking to others. It's about quieting your need to explain, defend, prove. It's a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. So next time you're tempted to argue, ask, am I doing this for clarity or for ego? If it's the second, you've already lost your peace. Now some will ask, is silence always wise? Isn't it cowardly to not speak up? Valid question. Silence is not silence when it's fear. It's not about hiding. It's about choosing not to react emotionally. When you stay quiet because you're scared, that's suppression. When you stay quiet because you're strategic, that's power. So here's your challenge. For one day, say 90% less than you usually would. Just observe. Don't react. Don't correct. Don't explain. Watch how much power returns to you. Not from others, but from yourself. Because the smartest people don't win arguments. They win before the argument even begins. Without saying a word.